Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Learner and my name is Teza. Creative Learner is a great place to learn tips and tricks for Photoshop, Illustrator. Today will be After Effects, so you will learn how to create things in After Effects. So let's take a look what we are going to create for this tutorial. So as you can see on my screen, we will be like some revealing, colorful, like those spinning effects, and then that will be come out using the building things in Illustrator, and then we will build all those elements into After Effects, and we will make some spiral logo revealing animation in After Effects. So let's get into Illustrator first. So as you can see on my screen, so Illustrator is there's a good things, many things that you use the software, because that will be really if you are learning like those MoGraph or like motion graphic, those vector thing, that will be really the essential tool for your animation. So I have been sharing how to use the tools in Illustrator. So but one thing I would like to share, that if you want to draw this spiral shape, let me bring it up. So if for animation, what you need to do is you need to break it down all the elements into like a single piece of layer. If not, your animation, let's say you are keeping all those things in one layer, that will not be able to, impossible to animate in After Effects. So you make sure whatever you want to animate, please make it to one individual layer. So let's check our layer here. Let me close all the layer here first. So what I have is this spiral shape is a one layer. So after that, I have one more layer here, and then this one is like I overlaying all the spiral here. You won't see that the good graphic right now, but this is for animation purpose. So you need to lay everything in it. So after that, I break it down into all the some like those spreading element here, just like that. So after this one, and then all the as much as you can. If you want it even one triangle to individually, that will be much layer. It will be more colorful and more easy to animate. So now we have already separated our layer here, but just now I said that if you don't see the spiral tool, I would like to show you how to create the spiral. Right now you are not seeing in the toolbox, there's no spiral thing. If you go to this thing, the line and all the basic tool, you will not see it. But what you need to do is I'm using the Illustrator, the version is 2019. So if you go to the bottom, we have these three dots. So what you can do is click on that dot. So there we have at the top menu here. So click on that, and then like so. So after that, we have this. Right now I have already selected the basic, but you need to select is the advanced. So if you click on the advanced, nothing is changes, but only the toolbox change. If you click again to your line tool here, click and hold it, so now you are start seeing the spiral tool here. If not, you are you will be drawing using the pen tool or whatever tool, it will be tough. But if you went just now like you did as I show you, so that will be easier. Choose this spiral tool, you can click and drag it, so that will be our spiral shape. Very easily you can build it up. If you click it one time, so that will appear the setting of the spiral, so that you can change either which direction you want to go. So that is I think that is for tough one for this drawing. The rest is triangle, you can use the basic tool here, so that won't be much tough. Okay, so that's it for building the element in Illustrator. So once you have done it, make sure you save the file. So look, save the file, and then you have to remember your location. So after that, you can close the file. I will keep it open, and then you launch and open your After Effects. So when you have opened the After Effects, it's same step. You locate your file. Locate your file to, I have it this one in here. So I will locate my file in lesson file. So this is this AI file, and then you can simply click and drag into project panel. Make sure that you can click and drag into other panel. You must drop it into project panel, and then there will be a one box appear. If you want it, you can choose footage, but footage is our selection. We must choose the composition. So and then you click OK. Document size, keep it like that. Click OK, like so. So after that, we have imported or created the composition here. So you double click on spiral logo composition. This is what we created in Illustrator. Now we have, all the, you can see that, when I double click it, the composition preview windows appear, and then my timeline window is activated with the other layers that I built in Illustrator with the individual layer. You can check the layer, you can close and open it, you can close the eye, you close the layer, you can check the layer here. All the individual layers are built in this Illustrator imported to After Effects, just like that. Okay, so let me, there's a lot to talk about it, but I will keep straightforward to our animation thing. So first thing, I will close it all the other layer. I will start from this one. So the background, we need the one white background. So after that, I will put it one new, like a background, solid, and then put it like a white color, like so. So after that, click OK, and then you can bring it down to the bottom because there's a background. Okay, so if the spiral right now is just like that, you do animation, this is imported from the Illustrator, so you can't do much. If you open the arrow, there will be just like a position, and then there will be some scaling only. But what I will do is right click that AI layer, and then you can create the shape from vector. So that will be what I will did. And then after that, you can delete the spiral layer. So delete it, you don't need it anymore. So when you have this created, that will be like converting your vector, those Illustrator file to building After Effects thing. So when you open the arrow now, you will see this content, and then after that, bring it down the arrow again. Now you have many things you can play and animate. So what I do is on the, you can select anything, select your group, and then after that, go to add menu. You have to add trim paths. So that will be our animation here. So when I added the trim paths, what it does, I have already shown you a few tutorial for trim paths. You can simply you increase or decrease the end value here, the stopwatch here. So when you play it back, let's say you're not seeing anything yet, let me get the one end stopwatch here. So after that, I will move it my keyframe to 1 second, just like that. So after that, add the end stop, I will start with increase to the, maybe we start at 0, and then let me do it again. We will start with 0 and we get the keyframe. After that, go to 1 second, you can increase, that will be all the way up. But when you play it back, what will happen is the thing is coming the other way. Actually, we need to come from the center. So to do that, just simply click on that direction here. So that will be changing your direction back. So let me play it back. Now you are seeing that all the spiral things are like a trim path. Is that how it can animate the stroke here. So now you can see that now our spiral is rotating. But today's tutorial is not that way, but to make it interesting, some stroke effects. So what I need to do is you have to go to the stroke here. We have this stroke setting. So in stroke, what I can do is you change your bar cap to round cap, and then after that, after round cap, what I can do is increase your stroke width, just like that. You can increase it maybe around 30. So that will be 30. And then after that, you play it back. Now you will start seeing the big stroke here, more interesting. And then I will start doing the offsetting the start this value as well. So to do that, I will go to the top, and then you can start keyframe here. So when you play it back, now it's a line stroke is too long. So what I can do is you can go here, maybe increase a little bit. Now it's a little bit offsetting here. So now we have that one. You can move the keyframe same like the distance to the our end keyframe here. So when you play it back, what you will see is that now it's start moving, the end is coming up. But if you offset it, starting from 0 and then going to all the way to 100. So what I will increase it to 100 a little bit, just like that. So that will be longer, just like that. And then let me play it back now. Now we are seeing that you can see that only just small dot is playing back here, just like that. If too fast, you can holding the option key, you can offset it a little bit back, and then after that, let me play back. now is more interesting things coming out. If you make it, that will be, I mean, you can change your setting here. It's more like a circle starting, and then after that the stroke coming in, longer stroke is coming in, and then now if you want it really longer, so what even we can do is you can a little bit offset this thing here, so that will be more interesting, just like that if you want it. But I will keep it just like that here, so that will be one stroke here, and then after it goes out. So that is how interesting to do. But that will be our stroke, I mean just one stroke here only, but I will keep it just like that. So after that, I mean what I will do is I will continue to other stroke here. So let me play back. Dang. So that will be few. So that will be okay. For second one, same thing. I will keep it like same procedure. Right click and then create shape from vectors. So that will be same procedure. Delete the AI layer, and then what we can do is you can open your arrow here and then click it. So after that, add your trim paths. So you can add the trim paths here. So after that, make sure you, I mean now you know the value here. So simply you can take the two like a keyframe at the same time, and then that will be, I mean this one will be at the end will be 100%. So make sure that you increase it like that. So move to your, I mean you can, I mean keep your like same distance here because you have the bottom keyframe here. So that after that, at the time indicator, make sure at the start point you decrease to 0. Even you can click and key in from your keyboard 0. So after when you play it back, that will be starting. But you can see that they're really small, but it will be like also wrong direction. So same procedure, I mean just now I show you same steps. So what you can do is click on the direction. After that you can make your stroke a little bit bigger, and then after that the stroke, even I can change the stroke width from here or from the top here. So there will be two places you can change. I will change it from here. So that will be, let it, I mean what if we put it like a 50? So that will be our 50 stroke, and then after that back cap to round cap. So that will be our color is a blue. I mean just now we have that blue color here, so I will put it like a blue here. So now you can see that blue now start coming out. So now you see the only two things, but now much more interesting it is coming out. So let's continue to do it. So after that, I mean even I can continue like doing the scaling and rotating of this spiral. Just now it's just trim paths. So what I meant is I mean go back to your the bottom layer, and then you press your, I mean keyboard shortcut. So that will be R from your keyboard. So your rotation keyframe appear, and then press shift and that will be S. So shift and S. So you are bringing up the new scale and rotation from your layer. So that will be adding one more like keyframe animation for it. So what I can do is that you click on that scale and then rotation even. I will start with the scale. So move your time indicator a little bit, and then after that what you will do is increase your scale a little bit only. So that will be 105, so 105. So after that you can rotate also, I mean rotating maybe like a 30 degree. So that will be rotation. So let me play it back. I mean now you can see that it is trim path also move animation, but our scale also moving it up. So that is how much more interesting. But I mean now it's it stop in here. So you can see that our like the spiral is stopping here. If you make it really big, I mean that will be overshooting to our scene. So what I will do is let's increase the scale value. I mean what if I mean 120? So I will key in that, not much. I mean just simply click and drag also, that is also useful. So just like that. So after that let me play it back. Now that red is shooting out, now you can see that much more interesting. So same thing, I will put it here for, I mean for the I mean blue this spiral also. I mean press S, shift, and that will be rotation. So shift R, meaning I mean I have pressed S, that will be adding my stopwatch for shortcut. So after that I want to add one more like stopwatch, that will be like a combining. So meaning you have to hold the shift key. After that you can press R, so that will be rotating keyframe appear. Same procedure, I mean even I can copy from here, because copy it, you can paste it, Command V, that will be more interesting. You can see that now shooting out, so that will be somehow nicer. So now we have done this spiral. I mean now the three also we have done it. Why don't we make it the stroke to be the same stroke? So I will go back to content, open it up, and then go to your stroke, open the arrow, and then stroke width should be like a 50. so that will be much thicker and nicer. So let me take a look now. You have this thick stroke running out. Okay, let's continue to the spiral one. So you open it up, and then after that right click. So when you right click and then create shape from the vector. So after that you can open it up, delete the spiral one, and then you open the layer. Same procedure. You can look at your group one, and then you add your trim paths. So that will be adding trim path. You can test it out. So let's say, and then let me play it back. Now we are seeing the stroke is coming out. Okay. So there is something you need to play around. If you have any error, you can play like a setting here. The start and end point. So that will be, how we can set up things, trim paths. So once we have it, same procedure. Go to stroke setting. You can change the color. Let me, change the color to maybe what if that we change to the color, nice colorful. And then after that, I will change the stroke width to same thing, 50, and then bar cap to round cap. And then if we play back, that will be here. We will see that, but we're not seeing anything. Now, like this is not offsetting the stroke long enough. So what I will do is from the 0, we need to offset a little bit here. So what we can do is let me start doing that. So this thing is now having a little problem. When we play back like that, at the end should be 100. The bottom one is not getting bigger here. So let me play it just like that. Maybe not 100, maybe a little bit. Maybe this kind of maybe what if, we put it like, 98. That will be more stroke, thicker stroke, or a little bit like, it will depends on you. So if you want it really big, you can put it like that way. When we play back, now we are seeing the stroke going out. So that is, I cannot key in 100 because just now I said that 100, that will be going out all the way. But you should keep it like a little bit like those 98 or 95, that so that you can see some like a sucker stroke here. So same thing, I will like apply my scale. So what I can do is I can easily copy from any layer, scale and rotate, copy it, locate your layer again, your time indicator, move it to the front, and then paste it. So that will be applying your scale and stroke. If we play it back, now you can see also just now the stroke also shooting out. But now we have it, this thing, just only 3 simple spiral shape. Is not much interesting, but what you can do is once you have set up this basic spiral, I can simply duplicate the layer. Go to your edit menu, you duplicate it. So after that, move it to the top. So that will be your layer. But now in this layer, what you will do is your stroke should be not big. That will be simply like maybe some small stroke. What if we key in 20? So after that, if you combine everything, what you will see is now the stroke is now getting smaller. I think we need to go back one by one. So let me open it up, the stroke setting here. So if you go to the stroke setting here, so that will be what we have is this 20, and then what we have when we play back. Let me take a look. You're not seeing anything yet, but what if we increase a little bit? Let me duplicate it again. So what I did is just duplicate the layer. What if we do it one by one? You duplicate that one, and then you go to your stroke setting. That will be the maybe 20, and then even you can offset it up. Just now it is spinning, but when we play it back, that is covering. If you offset it a little bit, now you see that this spinning is offsetting a little bit to the back. So that is how you can offset your layer here. So after when you play it back, now the small one is coming out later. So that way we can keep it. Same thing, I will select both 2 layer, bring it up. So you can click and drag to the top. So after that, you can offset that one as well. Offsetting a little bit to the front, just like that. And then when we play back, you will see the big one is coming out as well. So it will depends on you what you want to do. I will keep it like a same thing. You can key in the stroke like just now I key in 20. So you can key in 20. So after that, when you play back, let me do it that now you're seeing some stroke is coming out. That will be not ending. You can play it until you satisfy. So let me key in a little bit now here. So now we have it something. What if we take it one more? That will be keeping one more this thing, maybe offsetting a little bit or maybe a little bit to the top. So after that, bring it up, and then after that, that will be really a little big. I mean, some like in between, that will be 35. So when you increase the 35, let me play back now. Much interesting coming out. So that will be somehow we can manipulate our animation here. So if you want it like a big, thicker stroke, one more, I mean, you can even key in. So you can key in that one. After that, you can make it like really big one. Maybe what if we key in 65? So that will be, when we play it back, now you can see that the big one also coming out. So somehow that is some animation more interesting. So that's little small one, and then the bigger one is coming out. So that will be pretty much about it. So how I can simply like spiral revealing like animation using the trim path. So I will stop like that, so you can play it around, so you know the procedure here. So that is somehow you can do easily. When we play back, now we have it this one, so it's just like that. So when you click the U, you can see your keyframe. I will set my end work area here, pressing the N key. So after that, I mean, we will continue to other revealing things. So that will be, we have reveal. So you can change the color, whatever you want it. I mean, you can play around your color. If there's too many red, I mean, you can change it, the red color to be like, what if the blue color, you can change here also. Or maybe some other color, you can change it back like that. So that is somehow you can play around as well. So that will be more colors are coming out. Okay, so let me continue to the circle. That is not much tough. I mean, the circle will be our logo. So what I will do is I can simply key in my my logo. That will be Creative Learner. So I mean, click anyway. So after that, you have a cursor. You can type it like a Creative Learner. So that will be my logo, Creative, and then press enter, and then Creative and Learner, Creative Learner. So after that, what you can do is make sure align to the center, and then after that, you can, that will be, I mean, link to your circle, the blue circle here. So that is somehow you link it. So after that, when you animate the blue circle, that will be simple animation using the scale, and then move to your logo to the front, because even you can put it here. So after that, you move your time, the time indicator here. So move a little bit. So start from the 0, that will be scaling. So after when you play it back, now you see that the logo come out. But this logo should be after, the spinning finish. So I will offset it after the spinning. So spinning come out, few. So another boom. So this like a circle come out. You can press F9, that will be easy ease. But you can play it around, let's say few. So that is not much interesting. What you can do is you can go back to your, select this keyframe here, and then go to like a curve, and then this graph editor is very useful. If you want to play, you can choose here like a edit speed or edit graph, value thing. So I will choose the, edit value graph here. So when you press this, what you will see is this graph like that. So using the same technique to you are drawing the pen tool. So same thing on graph, anywhere you can click and add the point. So if I click it, let's say I want to, I want it like starting very slowly. So after that, boom, like a big, and like keeping big and then going back to small. So I will edit one point here. So after that, I can press holding like command key or control key your keyboard. So after that, I can move it a little bit up. So that is how, what I did is I will be playing back, the big circle coming out, and then boom, so it will be squeezed back to smaller. So this is somehow nicer to, even after that, you can continue to your speed graph. If you have speed graph, if you want it like your speed should be really starting from, you want to start very fast. So what you can do is, you can, scale it like this way, really to the closer to point. What you will see is a few, so that will be much faster. So somehow you can adjust it. You can play around. So if you play back, now your circle is more interesting here. So few, boom. So now you have she. So that will be somehow like more interesting few. So let me play it back. You're spinning few, she, so that somehow you are seeing the next animation here. So let me continue. After that, what we have it, those the sparkle thing, those sparks, many layers. So it will be same procedure. I will continue to the, this basic shape. Just now I have done that one. So that will be from the center. So what you can do is you same thing, I mean go to your start point. I mean what you can, even I can start, I mean aligning the thing here, because after the logo that will appear my all the spark here. So I will move it a little bit back. So from starting from here, so what you can do is select the layer, add your, I mean stopwatch, pressing X, so that will be scale. So I will add the scale here. So after that, move a little bit to the back to your like keyframe, and then after that you like scale it down 0, and then you play it back. Now your, I mean also the circle also much nicer if you, I mean press F9 from your keyboard, so that will be ease and then play it back. So now much interesting, but that should be the blue circle. I mean you cannot put it the like a spark at the top of the circle. So I mean I will bring it down, so that will be underneath the circle, so that will be somewhat nicer. So now you're seeing, what if we put it really after the, I mean those the spinning around, let it finish it, so after that maybe around here. So after that I will move the, I mean our logo to appear here, so spinning around, after that boom, so that we have see the more animation here. So after that, so if I offset it a little bit to the circle, I mean a little bit backward, so make sure your layer should be at the back. So now you're seeing that way. So after that, same thing, I mean if you want it big and small one, I mean go back to your graph editor, I mean make sure you use the value graph, and then you can click here, so that way, and then use the pen tool. You can add a little bit graph to the, I mean maybe after, I mean close to the end point. So after that, press the command key, move it up, so that you are seeing like those big and small effect here. So if you want it, I mean you can adjust the how smooth do you want, I mean so that you can bring it back and then sort of thing. So now, so that we are seeing some animation more interesting. So after that, let me play it back. I mean we will continue to other thing as well. Even I can simply copy that one, I will paste it, because you know the step, so you can paste it to other sparks. So let me play it back after that. I mean what we will see it, I mean so let's stack it all the spark here. So let me play from the top. I mean now you're seeing, because I have, I mean close the eye, so let me open the layer. So now you're seeing just like that, I mean much more interesting. Boom boom boom. So that is how easy to create the simple, I mean spiral logo animation in After Effects, guys. I mean just like that, few I mean let's spin it, few, and that's it. So guys, I mean if you wanted the layer to be work area to squeeze it back, I mean let me play it back now. So when you play it back, you spin it, and then logo appear, and then there will be spark just like that. So pretty much about it, guys. I mean hopefully you like the tutorial. If you learned something, or if you like the tutorial, please make sure to subscribe to our Creative Learner YouTube channel, and then turn on notification bell, and follow us on our Facebook page and on Instagram as well. I mean like us, our post, and then share or tag it, so that will be really supporting for us. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Hopefully I will see you in next tutorial.